I don't like this face at all. I don't like that.
But this...
Okay, I like it less now. I like it less now. Nah, we'll just die.
But you don't swing your weapon. Your body comes to a juddering halt as she rips her hand from your chest. In her clenched fist is your
There are worse fates to suffer than a broken heart. Huh.
But that's ours.
See you soon, killer.
She crushes it.
Hello and welcome, guys. Today we are playing the game Slay the Princess. This is a horror game, hence why I've got the lights out around me. Hopefully it's not too hard to see me, but I figure this will help set the mood a little bit better. And today, I know nothing about this game other than the fact that it's a kind of visual novel style, like scary game, and apparently we're supposed to slay the princess, I guess. I don't know, that's usually not the thing that I would be trying to do, but we'll find out. Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings, there are no wrong decisions, there are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is a love story. A love story? About slaying the princess, huh? Okay, I don't know about all that. It did give me warning about some flashing lights and stuff that I'll probably go and turn off in the settings once I get the chance. This is the princess that we're supposed to be slaying, I guess? I was about to say saving, because it was the first thing that came to mind, but this is what we got. So, yeah. I guess without further ado, let's just jump in. Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Oh, okay, so now we get options. First of all, I want to make this full screen if I can. Oh, but now I can't see the cursor? That's weird. Oh, wait, there it goes. Okay, now it's working. Wow, that has so many choices. Okay, so the end of the world, what are you talking about? Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end up end the world is because she's locked up? Killing princess seems kind of bad. Can't somebody else do this? Forget it, I'm not doing this. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? Do I get a reward? Okay, thanks for telling me what to do. Sweet, I've always wanted a monarch. Silently continue, turn around and leave. Huh. Let's interact with the narrator, I guess. The end of the world, what are you talking
about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
But how is she gonna do all this? Yeah, but how can a princess locked away in a basement in the world?
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
And what if I don't? Do you have any evidence? There we go. Look, I'll go to the cabin and talk to her, and if she's as bad as you say she is, then maybe I'll slay her, but I'm not committing to anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to face. Huh. I don't really like any of these, because I'm not opposed to slaying her if she actually is this evil, but I guess we'll just go, do you have any evidence?
On the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
We barely just started. See.
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress?
Yeah, it's equally as bad.
Slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Is that the case? Is that what they do? What princesses contribute to society, but you know, whatever. Let's just move on, I guess. Let's continue the cabin. Oh, I could have turned around,
Make
actually.
your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
I love the art
We're not
already.
Go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Oh, this is the hero. So that's like me, I guess.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Oh, so the narrator's talking to me, the player. Okay. What just happened over here? Oh, this because there's only one option. Proceed.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I mean, we're gonna take the
You
blade.
take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Oh, look! Now our little hand has the blade in it. Is there? It kind of implies I should be able to scroll up, but I guess not. Well, I don't know. Do we just trust the narrator here? The narrator
The
says,
door to
"Don't
the
trust the hero."
basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
Why does she sound so sinister?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Oh, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
She sounds like rather pleased to be talking to us, as opposed to, I don't know, supposedly chained up or whatever, because that's what I understand about it.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
That's right, you gotta stay focused.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Actually, yes. That is actually the case. I'll go with, I haven't decided yet.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
I'm not dropping the knife.
Ignore the
You
trembling in
crazy?
your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
Ooh, a
You
threat.
step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
I could throw it.
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's not even pretending to be like a helpless, chained up prisoner.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
I'm slaying her. That's what we're here for.
Unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw. It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured. Holy shit, that hurt! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing. Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit. We can still turn this around.
Now let's finish it. We started
You
this.
and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here either.
She's strong for somebody chained to the wall.
Excuse me? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now. Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job.
Dang, she's jostling our organs.
The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh.
That's your
The
response?
two of you fall to the floor.
This was fun.
Dude, she's definitely evil. She's
Princess
definitely
gasps.
evil.
Her voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder, do you really think this is the end?
I'd like to think that. You
But
seem
don't
evil
have
enough.
time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Oh, but did she, though? Whoa, chapter 2. The Adversary.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is
So we
a
got
princess.
a time loop.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay, we've done this before.
I can assure you
But I died,
you're
this already
not
happened.
dead. And to answer your second question, you're here to slay the princess. I literally told you that a second ago. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me.
What does that mean, I can hear you?
That's fine. It doesn't matter if he can hear us.
Oh, the hero.
The only thing that matters is marching up to that cabin and winning.
The voice of the stubborn.
That's the spirit. There's no point in squabbling when the real threat is just up that hill.
Alright, let's do it again. Fine. I did it the
warning.
first time, and I meant it.
Before she will lie.
Yeah, we saw this.
Lying and cheating doesn't sound like her at all. Not that it matters. It's not like she can lie or cheat in the middle of a fight.
Stubborn.
Are you sure about that? The point of my warning wasn't to start an argument over what circumstances the princess is capable of lying in. It was to give you some broadly applicable advice. The princess will do and say whatever she thinks it will take to get her out of there. So don't trust her. Ever. Are we clear? Crystal. Let's just get on with it already.
So, who's the stubborn? Alright, let's go.
The cabin is tighter than its exterior would suggest.
This is
Its
different.
cold stone walls press in on you,
Hey, it wasn't
as if
stone
trying
before.
to forcefully direct you towards your destination. The only furniture of note is a black iron altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement.
Okay. There's a mirror.
That's
You didn't
because
say
there
anything about the
isn't a
mirror.
mirror. There's the altar, the blade sitting on the altar, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
That looks like a mirror, and it moves with the background like a mirror.
There's definitely a mirror.
My thoughts
There
exactly.
isn't. Oh, stop bickering and just get on with it. Who even cares if there's a mirror?
Yeah, I need to know if you're reliable.
As do I. I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? Let you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done.
Alright, I mean, we gotta take the blade.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Well, since there's not supposed to be a mirror, I'm gonna continue to trust the narrator. I'm gonna enter the basement. Oh, and it's gone now. The mirror's gone.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a rough stone staircase, its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend. The air seeping from below is heavy and oppressive, with an almost sulfuric odor to it. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
Hold on. I'm gonna see if I can put it back into full screen, because maybe I don't need to be able to see the thing here. Try to play without it, because I think it'll look better. The fierce voice caves up the stairs.
Is that another challenger? Finally.
Another challenger.
It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
Oh, wait. Oh, it doesn't pick it up. You guys can't see the screen when I have it on full screen. That's interesting. Oh, wait, but I can use this to guide me to... hold on. Wait. We need to go to preferences. I don't know why it's doing that, because... okay, whatever. We'll just go back into window mode. I apologize. I don't know why it's doing this, but we'll just keep playing it this way. Unless there's a way to fix it. Whatever. I'm just going to keep playing. So she said, is that another challenger? Finally, it's been ages since I've had a good fight.
This isn't what she sounded like last time. Her voice is a little deeper, almost threatening. Good. Sounds like my kind of princess.
Who is the summon? So now we have two people.
As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm,
It's like
just
in the
make
future or
sure you
something.
don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not to have a good fight.
Okay. I don't know how
As you descend the
Whoa!
final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall.
That's definitely a different princess than last
Looks like she
time.
could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
Then why hasn't she done it?
Oh, it's you again. I'd been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us. And you brought your little knife, too.
Oh.
Yes.
You got me there.
I'm going to have fun breaking you into little pieces.
Oh, is that so? Oh, that's all I need to hear. Wait. Let's... no hesitation.
With a singular focus, you launch off the wet stone floor of the basement and catapult yourself headlong towards the princess. Here we go. Let's make this count.
And now the hero's on
We'll
board.
Make it count, all right.
I guess it makes sense. She definitely looks like someone that you should be slaying.
You can feel flesh give way before a sudden impact blunts your momentum, your weapon tightly lodged in the bone of her arm. She grins at you from behind her guard. Pull it out. We'll try a different angle. No, we can do this. Just keep pushing.
So far, the game's pretty nice. That's fine.
You're not gonna win.
I'll be
if
posting
our
it to YouTube,
weapon's
too.
Stuck in her arm.
We need to unlodge the blade and
You
do
pull
it again.
back on the blade's hilt, doing your best to free it from its sinewed prison. But as you tug the blade free, the princess slams you down onto her knee. It collides with your ribs, and you feel them splinter, cracking like wet wood from the impact. And you find yourself in midair, effortlessly tossed across the room. You hit the floor, your ribs complaining painfully, but you can feel the hilt in your grip. You still have your weapon.
At least we
Push
have the
yourself
weapon.
off the ground and attack the princess, trying to bait an opening. You do your best to outplay her, slashing out and leaving red cuts in the tattered remains of her white dress. But you have little room to maneuver. For every glancing blow you manage to land, she slams you against the wall in retaliation, each impact threatening to be the last. This weak little dance isn't working. Just toughen up and overpower her. She's throwing us around like a ragdoll. I think overpowering her is a little out of the question.
Dude, she easily could have overpowered us in the first run through, so absolutely trying to fight her strength is
Stop me with a few
not
cuts?
the way.
All this dancing around is doing nothing but annoying me. I own this place, and I own you.
The princess's arm shoots forward, her palm wrapping around your head, fingers gripping your skull.
How disappointing.
She squeezes, the pressure unbearable as her fingers dig into your scalp. The last thing you hear is the unsettling crack of your skull, and the sickening churn of what was your grey matter.
Oh no, my cortex.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
And so far, we're really bad at slaying the princess. That's what I've been trying to do since square one.
You're on a path in the wood. If you weren't so damned afraid of what she'd do to you, we wouldn't have died back there. Fear is good. Fear keeps us alive.
Hunted.
We died because you didn't have enough of it.
So what? You'd have us cower in a corner?
So every time we die, we get a new person. Maybe the previous life or something?
No, but that place suits her better than it suits us. She's big. We can't hope to find holes and openings down there. We need more room if we're going to survive. Are you suggesting luring her into the woods? Do you have any idea how dangerous that would be? If you lose sight of her, if she manages to slip away, that's it. Game over for everyone, yourself included. Are you not challenging us on all the looping? Have you known about it the whole time? Are you the same one we've been talking to since the beginning? Sorry to disappoint what I'm sure must feel like a grand revelation, but that's not what's going on here. We've never met. Then what is going on? What's going on is that you'd only be saying the things you've been saying if you'd already been here, and if you'd already seen things you weren't supposed to have seen.
Weren't supposed to have seen.
Doesn't matter.
What does that mean?
We could go in circles forever. I don't like staying still for too long. Let's get to the cabin, see this through. It's good to know that at least one of you is still capable of reason.
I don't think taking her to the
We have
woods is a good
same
idea.
destination, but we're not the same. You are still an other, and I don't trust you. Well, fortunately, you have an entire trip through the woods to reconsider that.
There's nothing to reconsider. We're all for violence here.
Are we? I haven't signed off on anything yet. Violence is the answer here, but the method is equally important to the act. You can't let her leave the cabin. It's
I
like
agree with that.
said, all just circles. Instinct tells me we need space, and I trust instinct. Nothing else to say. Not for me.
Well, if we need space, we can take some time to prepare. Let's not proceed to the cabin yet. Let's turn around.
Coward. Deserter. Turning our back to her. Could be a mistake.
Interesting.
Are you serious? Fine, you walk away from the cabin. We'll see how that goes for you.
Maybe we can find a more effective weapon.
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still hear me? Everything is getting fuzzy.
Oh, the narrator's gone. Ugh, we don't need a narrator.
What's going on?
Oh,
Where are we?
maybe we do.
A dark place. Thoughts like us shouldn't be here.
Thoughts.
I told you we shouldn't have come here. I told you. But did you listen?
Wait, does that mean on the next loop there will be no narrator? The world around you is unwound, its physical matter replaced by textured nothingness. It is quiet. There's a distant rumbling, a sound of many sounds. Undulations pulse louder as something other comes close. What is happening? Feelers probe across the fabric of reality. Extremities find your consciousness and wrap themselves around it. You are no longer alone. I already wasn't. Resistance. Fingers drag claws across the glass surface of your soul. Frustration. This vessel is full of you. I need something empty I can crawl inside of. I need something shaped like me. I mean, it's obviously not a nightmare because we're here. Let's embrace the thoughts. Urgency. You have a story you need to finish. It is the only way for us to escape this place. Force pushing against your will. No, you cannot go back. Not there. Regret. This world is broken beyond repair. We must weave something new. A wagging finger. There's only so much thread in this place. Do not waste it. I am our only salvation. Whoa! We're back to chapter 1? I did not expect that.
In the woods. And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in
Okay.
the basement of that, you're here.
Well, we know this, so we'll skip that. I did not expect that to come to like full restart us. Okay. What if we turn around and leave now?
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
I absolutely do not know. I could lie. I like how it knows that it's a lie, that we don't know where we're going. I'm just not gonna respond. Let's just keep going.
I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin.
So we're not supposed to be able to do this, huh?
What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange.
Whoa!
It looks like this path also
Okay.
leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Let's turn around again and leave
Really
again.
keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies.
Oh, well, now that I know that it's like dies, that's changed my mind.
Your silence is deafening.
Should be. Don't need to say
Fine.
anything.
You turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
Well,
There's
I'm gonna keep
always
trying.
a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who has ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will.
I mean, it seemed like when we went to encounter her the first time, fighting her just made her stronger, so...
And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you
Oh
start
my
to
gosh.
realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
Wait, so does that mean there's infinite of her?
Wait, what's going on? But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world.
It's giving me Stanley Parable
You've
vibes.
doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Wait, but how does that happen? How did the world end and everybody died? The stranger. I don't know if that was the same as last time I got to chapter 2.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here to slay.
Hold on, so let me go to preferences. I'm gonna have it, skip unseen text. No, hold on, skip. No, I don't want it to do that. Not skip unseen text. We need, whatever. I'll just keep it this way, it's fine. I don't know enough about the game to try to mess with that. Okay, so we already know that this is gonna be looping, so there's no point in going for something like that. Okay. Let's not... Oh, I mean, we could just turn back again. Wait, so there's not one that just says silently go to the cabin. Oh, there it is. Let's silently go to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie.
Yep. She'll do whatever she
Stop going
can.
in there. Maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't. Ignore him. He's just being difficult
Maybe
for
she
the
isn't a
sake of
liar.
it. Let's keep an open mind.
Okay. I'm gonna take the knife.
The cabin interior
Dude,
is
what?
wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. But it's all
What?
shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense.
Huh.
The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths, its material devoid of feature. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your imp. If he
No,
wants us
we
to
need
take
that.
it, Maybe we should just leave it to collect dust, or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway?
I mean, that's a good point. It hasn't done anything yet.
We're taking the knife.
Oh, we have the Contrarian now
Have
as
you
well.
seen this place? We have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with.
I agree with that.
I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this?
That's a
incredibly
princess, huh?
Simple and straightforward premise.
That's a princess.
You can't just say that. But when everything here is so wrong. Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world. And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her. Oh, ho, ho, ho. You've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves? Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together.
So we have the Contrarian now because I didn't do what the narrator said in the first run.
Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm.
Interesting.
How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us. I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird. What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard. Okay, I'm fine. Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task.
So do we need to try to get the voices of all of them? There's the mirror. Let's take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. Okay, fine, you took the knife, but you really shouldn't hold it like that. Then how are we supposed to hold it? The other way, thumb at the bottom. We'll look much cooler and more serious if we hold it with our thumb at the bottom. It really doesn't matter how you hold the blade, as long as you have it. Just make a choice.
Okay, let's go look in the mirror.
Great. You keep
We're
your grip
gonna
where
ignore
it
the
is.
Contrarian for
Your
now.
task awaits.
But I got us in the mirror. I gotta know what this
Walk up
is.
to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
Yeah, let's swipe the mirror.
You reach
Whoa.
forward and rub your hand
Dude, look at our
against
hand.
the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Huh.
There was a mirror a second ago, and now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see.
That we are the monster, I guess. Well, we seem to be the monster. Let's throw the blade out the window.
Yes, do it.
Seriously.
Now we got a break in the window
Throw
too.
the blade at the window, glass showering the cabin as your weapon flies out into the night. I suppose you'll just have to deal with the princess without it. We'll be fine, don't worry about it. What's the worst that could happen? The world ends? Oh well. If the princess wasn't going to do it, the heat death of the universe was going to come for it eventually. I'm not so sure. This place is already messing with my head. It would be much better if we had a weapon.
Sorry, hero.
What's done is done. Good luck, hero.
Alright, let's go.
The door to the
Whoa.
basement creaks open, revealing
It's
a web
geometry.
of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials.
We broke it.
Nothing here seems
We
to
broke
belong.
this for sure.
And the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down. The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of
Miasma.
indiscernible quality that
That
comes
word
from
you
the
seem like.
blending together of every scent there is at once.
Ew.
An odour that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour. Her voice,
Maybe.
a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
Yeah, I love these descriptions.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
No, No, thank you.
Oh, don't be such a baby.
I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die.
I have a feeling we're gonna die no matter what we
We
do.
don't even have a weapon.
But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure.
And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success?
There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
That is true. Oh, we have 3 staircases now? Let's take the center one.
You step onto the center staircase. Paths wind out around you in all directions, each step branching into its own staircases, which branch into their own staircases, and so on. You aren't quite sure if yours is taking you up or down, but at the
It
very
looks down.
least, it's taking you somewhere. You concentrate on where you
Sheesh.
are, careful not to stray onto any of the many splitting branches that tempt you on all sides. You wouldn't want to have to backtrack to yours once you'd made a decision that took you someplace else. And so you take one careful, focused step after another. 1 foot down, another foot down, another after that. You lose yourself in following the correct pattern, in following what looks to be the true path, the one that cuts straight down, or up, or maybe sideways.
I have a feeling we're gonna lose the path.
But no matter the direction it goes, it certainly is the most true path. You know that much.
I mean, we don't know what the true path is.
You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go. Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether. Physical sensations dull and then vanish.
Oh, dude, look how it's
The
degenerating.
only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey. A continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten.
Really cool of them to use, like, probably what were the storyboards for this.
Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as... What the hell was that? What happened to us? I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different.
Was I supposed to be able to see what that word
so
was?
Still the same person I was at the top of the stairs.
Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways.
The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement.
Impatiently.
Don't forget why you're here. And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to... He's just being an ass. We remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her for a bit, try and get our bearings.
I didn't catch
Seems
the Contrarian was trying to make us think that the Contrarian got lost.
Princess. You can call me Princess, if you'd like.
What the? That scared me,
As the
dude.
princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. And where there was once just one of her, there is now another.
We can do that?
I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back?
Yeah, put her back. Get rid of it.
Have you been here before?
Again.
Should we tell him?
Nah, let him stew.
Right, I'm telling him. Yeah, we've been here before, but we never went to the cabin. We just turned around and left until... It's hard to describe. Until the only thing we could see was the same cabin going on forever. And then you told us that the world ended and we died. And then we woke up, and I'm pretty sure you're familiar with all the rest of it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done, isn't it? Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here, and you need to do it now. Oh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
That's kind of what I want to do, I'm not gonna lie.
I don't have any weapons, and I'm chained to a wall. Do I look like someone that could end the world? Do I look like a monster?
She sounds different.
Everything you've heard about me is true, and I'm going to lay waste to everything, starting with you.
I don't think we're going to be able to put her back. Kind of hurts to think about it, doesn't it? It's like everything we say just multiplies her. It certainly looks that way, so please, for the love of everything, stop asking her questions and stop stalling. You're obviously just making things worse.
Dude, why is there... This one's 3 choices in one. Hun, I'm trying to get you out of here. Try and free her. I don't know what you are, but I can't trust you. I can't trust anything here. Leave her in the basement. Regretfully think about the time you threw the blade out the window. Why are these all combined into one option?
Wait, that's not right. Go on. Take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions. You find the blade suddenly in your hands.
What?
All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to languish alone.
As you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her. So we're doing all 3.
Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess.
I don't like this face at all. I don't like that.
But this...
Okay, I like it less now. I like it less now.
Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now. No, I don't, because this isn't
that's
fun.
nice. That's
How are we supposed
good.
to have
This
fun
is
if
fine.
Everything is happening at the same time. It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating. Luckily for all of us, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all falls apart. I think he's gone. We were
The
never
narrator's
going
gone?
to salvage this, were we?
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and the others they just don't fit.
Parts that are dead? How are there parts that are dead? That means one of those things... No, I mean, that implies that this one is dead, I guess, but I don't think that's the case. It's a clue.
Them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable.
It looks uncomfortable.
Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Can you fix us?
We should help her. I think we did this.
Yes, it's beautiful, isn't it?
You're surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences. It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
Let's just say no, I guess. I don't think we can help her. I don't think you're supposed to be fixed. Let's go with that. Oh. Okay. Well, I don't know what that was. The illusion of choice. When everything is possible, nothing is. But you don't know if she had the chance to hear your reply. She's gone, replaced with something else.
Gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Let's look in the mirror.
Dreadful about it. I don't think you should. No. Don't do that.
I'm approaching.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silent as you reach forward, they're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. The body. It's you. So this is what we look like. It's you. You are alone in a place that is empty. It's quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. Okay. Dude, what is happening? You are at the cabin. Approach her. You recognize the presence inhabiting the shell as the entity that dwells in the spaces between.
Something returns to the long quiet. It has surrendered its path of annihilation and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
You're the thing that I met in the space outside the woods, aren't you? I thought that was a dream. What are you? The gift of a fragile vessel. Is this the end of the world? Let her out of there. Do you know the narrator? Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what trapped me here? Do you know about the worlds beyond this place? Are you the princess? What happens now? Attack and destroy your body. I'm gonna say, what are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
It's like, it feels like it's getting darker. I don't know if that's me or not, though. Solitary lights, what do you mean? What do you think I am? I don't know what I am. I'm a person. I'm gonna say I don't know what I am.
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Huh. Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Huh, so maybe nothing exists but me and her. Me being whatever the creature is. Let's say... what happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Why is this kind of sad? Okay. Aren't you scared that I'll find a way to kill you? How much will I forget? How many more pieces do I have to find? What if I don't let you do this to me? I was sent to slay the princess, to stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, what are you going to do? And okay, make me forget. Let's say, how much will I forget?
Everything. Until we meet again.
Oh, wow. How many more pieces?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
I have no clue what that means.
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
Weird.
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow.
There's some sort of eldritch being that's split into two. If I help you, what are you going to do?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
That's very eldritch. Very eldritch. You're being semantic. What are you going to do if I help you?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
What if I say I'm not going back? Let's just say okay.
She asks that I tell you to remember her.
Remember her?
You won't.
Oh. Okay. Bring the stranger to her. Okay.
You're on a path. You're here.
Skip that. Should we let the narrator know that we've done this before? Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end.
Yeah, but what if the world ending is us completing the game and completing her?
I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists, or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those.
Well, I'm not one of those, but I'm something very different. Apparently I'm the stranger. Let's go with the thing about her being locked up being the cause. Maybe she's not supposed to be locked up.
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up.
Our last encounter didn't seem
And before
like she
you
was
decide
that
to waste
dangerous.
even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
What if I'm not trying to slay her? What if I'm trying to make her whole? Let's continue.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning.
Yeah,
She
we've
will
heard this. Okay, let's proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely
normal.
bare. The blade is...
Let's just skip through it. Let's not take the blade either. Let's just enter.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated.
we've
Her
heard this.
voice softly carries.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Just
You
checking
are?
in.
It's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone?
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
Let's just try to help her.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake.
No, you're doing the right thing.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe
Nope.
it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Or maybe they would have. And if there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas? Or I'm going to check upstairs. Maybe the key's still lying around somewhere up there. And if not, maybe I can at least find something to break you free. I'll ask her for ideas first.
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
Okay.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance.
If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Sounds like the narrator's the bad guy right
Someone
now.
else here?
Let's go with, hey, let me
Your
out of here.
shouts and pleas are met with silence. I'll
Rude.
repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Let's
You
explore
try
it.
the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Okay, well, I guess we're going back.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
This doesn't look so bad. We're only trapped here forever.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Seems that way.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before
Oh.
raising her arm to her
Oh
mouth,
my
her
gosh.
teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal.
I don't know why I'm surprised. I
It's the
shouldn't
blade
be.
from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Well, I'm gonna free her. Save the princess.
Fine. Against your better judgment,
That's
you
so
place the
gross.
blade against
That's
the
so
ragged,
gross.
self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place.
I mean, she looks so innocent, though, doesn't she?
You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little
Yes.
effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground,
Nice,
and the
nice.
heavy chains follow suit.
She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground.
How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Alright, let's go.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world.
Oh, so the narrator does have some power.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Well, can I? What if I escape? Is there a way to exit the game? I could just quit. Oh wait, we can save too? I could have saved this whole time? Who needs to save?
What are you doing?
Huh. As our only option. Warn her.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
We might have to
Body
stab ourselves.
lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
No, you're not. See what the next resist choice is. Resist.
The blade. Move the blade. As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes
No,
a
don't step
cautious
forward.
step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the
She
blade
took the
from
blade?
your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone.
Except ourselves.
Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
So, now we need to get rid of the narrator. There was an option that we went through before where it let us
With one last thrust of the knife,
make the narrator
your
leave. I don't
legs
remember
give
what it
out
was though.
beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks.
It can't just end like this, right?
It's not going
That's
to.
rich coming from you. As much as I prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark. And you die.
And now we should respawn. The damsel. Okay.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end you're here to slay her.
Oh, dude, this flickered up here. Because I didn't touch this, but it flickered. Okay, let's proceed to the cabin, because we don't... Oh, I'm wise to your tricks. Let's not let him know that we know his tricks.
A warning. She will...
If only you knew what you did to us, you villain.
Voice of the Smitten. Oh, man.
Excuse me? Forget he said anything. But he is a villain. He made our beloved brutally take our life last time. He's trying to keep us apart, but he won't be able to withstand the power of our love.
I guess the Smitten is not so smart. I was trying not to let the narrator know, but...
What are you talking about? I think he just likes to hear the sound of his own voice. Let's try to ignore him. I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed.
Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet.
Yeah, like, please shut up. Please be quiet. Please don't say it.
Bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
The narrator seems to be none the wiser, but maybe the narrator knows by now.
The interior of the cabin
Dude, we
is
got the
clean
mirror
and
back.
elegant. Its stone
Oh, we already know
walls
what we look
draped
like.
in fine-threaded tapestries. A prison befitting a royal prisoner.
Huh.
The only furniture of note is an ornate. The blade is...
Alright, let's ignore the blade. No, wait, we need the blade to be able to cut her free, right? We'll take the blade.
You take the...
I suppose.
Hopefully it doesn't put her on edge. There's no use arguing over motivations right now. It's good that you took the blade. You'll need it to do your job.
It's true. Alright, we'll enter.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight, but it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I think we're in love. Okay, I'm with you that we should be doing whatever we can to save her, but saying we're in love is a bit much, don't you think?
Well, the Smitten is in love.
We don't even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this fawning.
Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation.
So it would seem.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall.
My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment.
You know she can't hear you, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit.
Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing.
And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it? Waiting for you to come back.
Uh-huh.
Been here
See, we wanted to
before,
keep it
haven't
from
you?
him.
That's right, villain, and you killed us. Well, she killed us. Only
Let's
because
not tell him
he
so
made us
much.
try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty.
And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time. We damned a whole world, but everything reset. Nothing resets, you're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever, especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you. This is horrible.
Horrible for you, maybe, but we've been given another opportunity to sweep her off her feet and treat her like the lady she is.
Now, hold on, if she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her.
Is she even in the world? Are we supposed to, like, try to collect all of the different hero voices and then bring them all at once to the infinity ending?
We never saw a world end, and now I'm even more certain that we must chase our heroic and romantic destiny than I've ever been. I shan't
He's a
let
little
anyone
much.
convince us otherwise.
The smitten is a little bit much.
Are you listening to him? He's lost it. Don't let him distract you. Just do your job.
I don't know that she will... I'll say what happened after I died. One. Let's go with, do I have to cut you out again? I really didn't care for that last time.
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
We won't
Okay,
be laying
just
a
like that,
finger
huh?
on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her right out with no harm done.
What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains. Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea
True.
we came up with. Am I the only one here who thinks that's weird?
Yes.
She didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic, smiling angel.
No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behavior and further evidence that she's a monster who's not to be trusted. So go ahead and slay her.
Uh-huh. Sure. Let's see. I'll say what happened after I died.
You died, and now we're talking.
That doesn't answer the question. But before we started talking, did the world end? Did you end the world?
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Isn't that just like our darling princess? She wants
She
to
would
make
end the
us
world for
happy.
us.
My heart melts further with every word that passes through her beautiful lips.
Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
No, I don't want the world to end.
Then I didn't end the world.
Oh, so now she's saying it retroactive.
See? She didn't confess anything. She is innocence itself.
Is that even true?
Not so sure.
Okay, I'll explain to her what happened.
If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
She took that in stride. To a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent, actually.
That's because she's perfect.
Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do?
It's an
She
interesting
doesn't.
question.
There's no one else like me.
I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
That is kind of true. I'll ask why she killed us.
I'm sorry. Didn't you want me to?
Did we?
We warned her of the cruel forces seizing our body. That's practically telling her to kill us. She is our beloved, and she made the choice to free us of our misery, to show us mercy and make the best decision for everyone.
She made the best decision for her. Don't be
I
so
mean, that's
quick
true,
to assign kindness. You're just opening yourself up to manipulation.
That is true. Let's rescue
No.
her.
I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, I'll...
You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her?
Yes.
Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought.
Go to loop number 3, huh?
You wouldn't.
I would.
I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her?
So now we have some amount of control over the narrator. Dude,
You
she can
approach
just
the
slip her hand
princess
out.
and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed. I can't believe it. But I guess I have to.
I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
True believer, huh?
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you.
Oh, so she does
Thank
remember
you so
last
much.
time. That or she's going off of what we said.
The
princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace.
I like that the narrator doesn't like having to describe
I'm
that.
sure you want to do this. Just one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade is buried in her back, and everyone out there is saved. Is that a threat? You know what we'll do if you try it. You're going to regret this.
What do we do now?
Let's ask what she wants to do.
Let me guess. End the world? Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his
I have a
heart.
feeling she wants to do something horrible.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world? You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
I think I want to leave. And I think...
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection,
Maybe she does want to end the world.
and then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
There must be something you want. I just want to leave. We can figure out the rest later. If you want to leave, then let's leave. Something isn't right here. I'm sorry. And then slay her. Okay. I'll say there must be something you
I
want.
just want to make you happy.
She can't just want to make us happy.
The music's going
It
weird.
makes sense to me. That's all I want for her, so of course she'd want the same for us.
It's getting worse, dude. It's getting worse. Let's see. Alright, I'll say, before this gets much worse, then let's, we'll just go. This isn't right. Let's just get out of
That
here.
sounds perfect.
As the princess takes your hand in hers, you let your blade tumble uselessly to the floor, and with it tumbles the last hope for the entire world.
Why does it sound so happy?
We have each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending. I like to think that you do, actually. Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening. You don't have to mope about it. I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with. You and the princess walk up the stairs hand in hand. Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this.
I mean, is she actually happy, or is she just
And
faking it?
What happens after we walk up the stairs? Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks.
Wow, the narrator hates
That's
us,
a
huh?
familiar move. Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love. Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her.
The question is, can we actually get
Of
out?
course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you have ever known. Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice. I'm just along for the ride at this point.
Do you think you can open it? I think we can open it if we try together. I think I've got this. Let's see if she can open it.
Well, I don't know. Do you think I can?
Of course she can. You believe in her, right? Nobody is leaving this basement.
Yeah, I think you've got this.
Okay, let me try.
The princess tries the handle, and the lock clicks, and the door creaks open.
Dude, she actually
Are you
can.
kidding me? I told you she could do it. You and the princess make your way upstairs. Her freedom and the world's ruin are just a few moments away. If you don't mind, I'm going to fix myself a drink before you ruin everything.
Huh.
If I'm about to see the end of the world, I'd rather not see it sober.
That's the way out. We're going to leave together, just like you wanted.
Okay.
Yes, I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening the door to the cabin, and then you step outside.
Your love will set you free. You step outside.
Our happy ending at last.
We did it. What should we do now?
Uh-oh.
Where did everything go? Where did he go? Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep into our beloved
Dude, the chills,
eyes.
man.
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
She's cold. Quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy of a princess.
So she's going back, huh? But you didn't get the chance to make that jacket, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where does she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
It's a good question. See, of course you're scared. This is the end for you, but it's not the end for me. It's going to be okay. Just trust me. We have been here before, and you always get scared. Let's go with
But
that.
it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. Yes, I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt, right?
I'll see you on the other side.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you. She'll be there waiting for us. I just know it.
Alright, let's go. You approach the mirror, gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've grown. What does that mean, you've grown? You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. You're at the cabin. Approach her.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
By the same being as you were before, how much have you changed? Let's go with that.
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
So she's just acquired what we brought. Say, when all this is done, do you know what you want to do?
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
Okay. Let's see, why can I not do the same things as I've done before? You've been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Why? What do you want me to bring you next time? Do you have any thoughts on this vessel? I don't want to hurt you, but the more times I go back, the worse I fear things will be. What do you feel about me? These vessels I've been bringing you, I've hurt them. How many vessels do you need? Do I need to bring to you? I'm ready to go back or attack or destroy. Let's go with, what do you want me to bring you next time?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them.
That's true.
My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
Huh. Alright, well, I think that's all I need to know. Let's go back.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Poof, and we die. Okay. Bring the damsel to her, a loving vessel. So we did that.
You're on a path in the woods. You're here.
Alright. Let's go... silently continue.
You make your way up a warn. She will laugh.
Yep. We know these.
The interior of the cabin is almost entire. The blade.
Alright, let's take the blade, I guess.
You take the blade from the...
Alright, and we'll enter.
The door to the basement creaks. Her voice.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. Don't let it fool you.
Let's go. Hey, I think I'm here to kill you.
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
Great job. You gave away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero.
Let's see what we can bring this time.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess.
Yeah, we
She's
heard
so
that.
coldly beautiful.
Focus on the task at hand.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
I'll say, I haven't decided yet.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the... Don't you dare.
Okay.
It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is.
Let's do what she said. We'll drop it.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands.
Thank you.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face. Unarmed.
We'll be fine.
I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
True. Let's see. I'll say, yeah, it's pretty awkward.
I know. I just said that. Now why are you here to kill me?
Let's see. I'll say, you're supposed to end the world.
Don't just tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
That's a good question.
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
No, they haven't. I was hoping you'd tell me.
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
So she doesn't actually know how.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why.
That's a good point.
That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
Interesting.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
And that's true.
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch no less.
So this is about a monarchy. See, how long have you been down here? I don't think that really matters because it's time looping. So what's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Huh. It's not very personal.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
Say, how long have you been down here, I guess?
Too long.
Okay, whatever. We've talked enough.
Oh? Have you decided?
You know
Yes.
why you're here.
I mean, I could try to get her out of the chains again, because I think this one is about trust and not about love.
Oh, you have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key.
Okay, we've seen this before.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day.
Yeah. We know about this. Alright, we'll try to go
I'll be
upstairs, I
here.
guess.
You attempt to... Is someone else here?
Yeah, I got locked. And we'll return.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been easier for
Yeah, we
everyone.
saw this.
I heard the door slam.
Oh.
They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Got my phone going off. Yep.
The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens.
We could try to slay her now. We haven't done that before. Let's try it.
Without hesitation, you bring the blade down. The princess flinches as you strike, and your
She
weapon
flinched,
sinks
huh?
into her shoulder.
You bastard. If I have to kill you to leave this place, I'll do it.
I thought we had the upper hand, but it's as if she's barely even threatened by us. It's an act. She's unarmed, and there's nothing she can do to hurt you.
I mean, we know that's
I'm
not
so
true.
Sure. Don't waver now. As you raise your blade to strike again, she kicks out, knocking your legs out from under you. The two of you struggle on the ground. You lash out with the blade, slicing wherever you can. Her fists connect with your body again and again, each blow stronger than the last, shattering bone and rupturing tissue with reckless abandon. Forget trying to rescue her. This is about survival now. Give her everything you've got.
Alright, let's keep going.
You roll out of her grasp and shakily push yourself back to your feet. Though every inch of you is in pain, the princess probably has it worse. Blood pours out from countless
She
gashes,
probably has it worse.
staining her once pristine dress. She pauses for a moment, catching her breath, staring at you with wild eyes. We can still turn this around.
No. Oh, I can't finish the job. Run for the stairs and lock her in the basement. Maybe she'll bleed out.
The princess is still chained to the wall. There's nothing she can do to stop you from getting out of here. What if she doesn't succumb to her wounds? Whatever she is, she's so much more dangerous than I thought she'd be. You rush up the stairs and dive past the threshold. You're safe. For now. You close the basement door, locking it behind you.
We
and quickly
barricaded the door.
barricading it
Somehow I
with
don't
the
think that'll do
tape
much
that
if she
once
does get
held
free.
the blade. Okay, we can make this work. She has an awful wound and we have all the time in the world. Playing jailkeeper for a while might make things a little easier. You settle in against the far wall to watch the basement door. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side of the door.
I know you're still there. Why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out? It's not like this little door will hold for very long anyways. But it's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
She sounds terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare.
I mean, this we already knew.
As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your mind.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. I won't forget what you did, and I'll never forgive it. You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
It doesn't sound like she's getting any weaker. No, it doesn't.
Ignore her and go to sleep.
Just ignore her. Maybe the banging and wailing will stop if you put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall. You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin. The ruckus has stopped, and the door to the basement is ajar, its lock broken, and the table shoved out of the way. Where is she?
Thanks for helping me get out of that awful basement.
You try and stumble to your feet,
Oh, man.
but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops working. It isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves. First your toes go numb, and then your feet, and then your legs. You lie prone on the floor of the cabin.
It's definitely the worst ending.
Unable to do anything but witness her approach. Whose side are you on? Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth. Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't change them.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
Wonder how much detail we're gonna get about this.
She steps closer, one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down one by one.
Or maybe
Jeez,
I
dude.
can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green around the gills. What a shame. If you'd only help me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest. You have seconds left.
I'd say better luck next time, but we both know this is the end, don't we?
Or something like that.
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends.
I'm sorry, but it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The nightmare. Okay.
You're on a path in the woods. You're here to
Hey. She's gonna kill me
Again? People don't die twice. You haven't even met the princess, and I
What?
hardly think she'd be capable of killing someone as skilled and courageous as yourself.
The narrator before understood that we had done this multiple times, but now the narrator doesn't
remember
know.
what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Shh. What if he hears us?
It's now we have the paranoid.
That's a very good question, little voice. What if he does hear you? Shit.
And the narrator can hear the voice. Okay.
I think you'll find yourselves very hard-pressed to keep any secrets from me. Not that it matters right now, because like I said, this is the first time we...
So the narrator's lying to us now.
Still, I'd rather not get off on the wrong foot. We've a world
think.
to save.
It's hard to
after
tell.
all.
Alright, let's go to the cabin.
A warning. She will
Yeah.
think it doesn't matter. Don't trust anyone.
True. Alright, we're in.
The
We've got the
interior of
paranoid.
the cabin is plain.
Oh, it's already
The
open.
smooth wood of the walls almost featureless. The only furniture of note is a lone table, knocked on its side in the corner of the room. A pristine blade stands between you and the open, inviting basement doorway. The blade is your
Right.
It's just an empty frame. She's already got now, hasn't she? And she's ready for us. She's been waiting. Can't you feel her eyes on us? I'm going to need all of you to pull yourselves together.
All
the
of you.
princess has not already gotten out. But if you keep getting stuck in your head like this, you're going to struggle to get the job done. So deep breath in, deep breath out. Your task awaits, and only you can do it.
Alright. Let's enter the
Should have
basement.
taken the knife again. I don't think she's going to take an olive branch. We need something sharper.
Nope.
You cross over the threshold and onto a series
I wonder
of
if there's a
isolated
chapter 3.
steps, suspended in darkness. More eyes, too. You never
Aha.
mentioned the eyes.
Yeah, you see all these?
The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh lightning and static, as if you're descending into a place that isn't meant for a creature of flesh and blood. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her cruel and playful voice prances up the stairs.
I didn't think you'd come back. We're gonna have a lot of fun, you and I.
Okay, we need a game plan. Last time we were here, just being close to her was enough to kill us.
That's true. Let's continue down the stairs.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. As you emerge, you find yourself between two loose rows of white wooden planks suspended in nothingness. A smattering
So
of
there's
cobblestones
eyes on this side,
visible against the
and no
inky
eyes
black
here.
of the basement mark where the floor should be, forming vague pathways. At what seems to be the end of the room, they diverge in opposite directions, left and right.
She could be anywhere, and there's nowhere for us to hide. We're completely exposed. Are you
It's
really
true.
not going to comment on how weird this place is? No, I'm not.
Somebody needs to be the voice of reason here, and it certainly isn't you. Excuse me, I'm being incredibly reasonable. You're the one who's just matter-of-factly describing whatever the hell we're looking at like it's an ordinary basement. We're going to die down here. I don't want to die again. Please stop saying that. You're only going to make things worse. Just pick a direction and start moving.
I wouldn't give it too much thought if I were you. It doesn't really matter, because either way you go, I'm going to find you.
But that's exactly what I want. Let's go right towards the eye.
You turn to the right. A faintly outlined path lies before you.
There you are.
Yep.
I told you I was going to find you.
As the princess approaches, your legs suddenly go numb. Your arms quickly follow. This is it, isn't it?
No little knife this time. It's almost like you want me to get you.
But I do.
There has to be a way out of this. Think. Think! What did you do? Pull yourself together. She isn't supposed to be like this.
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you break.
Your vision cuts out as your blood begins to coagulate. It's as if every part of your being is coming to a lurching halt. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Your lungs pull in a desperate gulp of air as your eyes shoot back open. What are you doing? I'm working. Do you want this body to function, or do you want... And then experience stops once more as your body reapproaches death. Okay, whatever you were doing, please just start doing it again. Are you sure about that? Are you sure that's what you want, or do you want to interrupt me some more? You have seconds left. Yes, I'm sure. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Again, your eyes shoot open as you gasp for breath.
Can't decide what you want to do, can you? Oh well, standing there gasping like a fish is more fun than dead, even if you look ridiculous.
She isn't attacking us. Why?
That's
The
a good
why
question.
doesn't matter. She's already proven her ill intent. Don't lose sight of your mission. And how are we supposed to do that? We don't have a weapon. The way out of here is nowhere to be seen. That isn't my fault. It doesn't matter whose fault it is, because fighting her isn't an option right now. Then you should get looking, shouldn't you?
Let's see. I will say. We'll say. Okay, let's get out of here.
What? No!
I knew you'd come around. Oh, this is going to be so wonderful.
No, I'm not going to let this happen. Before you can utter another word, your body stops moving, and, Do you think you could just wrest control away from us? This body's barely functioning as it is. Doesn't the world end if we fail to stop her? Won't letting us die here just make it end faster? Shit. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves.
So that's the paranoid saying that.
With a flick of the princess's wrist, the stairs slide back into place. I can't believe you're making me watch you damn everyone to torment and oblivion.
Come along now. You don't want to be stuck down here.
The princess glides onto the stairs and beckons you to follow. If only you had a weapon. This would be the perfect opportunity to use it. But we don't. We've already made our choice. We can still grab it on the way out. You're not wrong, but maybe you should let me handle the suggestions for the time being. Just focus on keeping us alive.
This feels like a movie.
Right. Heart. Lungs.
Step on the stairs. We'll follow
You
up.
step onto the basement stairs, following the princess as she ascends. Pins and needles punctuate your every step, an uncomfortable and constant reminder of your mortality. Is this really worth it? At least it's a choice. That doesn't justify anything. A terrible choice is still terrible.
Make sure you keep up. We wouldn't want you to fall.
As if acting on instinct, you crane your neck and look behind you. There is nothing there. The
True.
princess reaches the top of the stairs and taps on the door. Her head twists back in your direction, watching you with
Sounded like her
dead eyes
freaking
as
neck
the way
broke.
creaks open. Don't forget that your pristine blade is still on the other side. You can still make this right. You can still save everyone. You can still save yourself from becoming her tormented pet. There's no harm in us having a weapon. All it does is give us more options, and we are dangerously low on those right now. Have you considered that maybe you could operate the autonomic nervous system for a bit? Everyone is trying to manipulate us, and I can only do so many things at once to keep us alive. Heart? Liver? Your body seizes violently as you regain consciousness on the floor of the cabin. No! You're doing it all wrong. You're supposed to do it like this. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. I guess I have to do everything around here, don't I?
That's why they're saying it, huh?
Heart, lungs.
There we go. Back with me where you belong. I thought you might have decided to break yourself just to spite me. It's better for you that you didn't. Now we can get back to business. For starters, we won't need this where we're going.
The princess plucks the blade from the floor and tosses it through the door behind you.
But we know there's nothing out the door, though. It's the thing.
I guess not. I'm going to fix myself a stiff drink. If I'm about to watch you hand the world to her on a silver platter, I'd rather not be sober.
And now you open the door.
There's nothing else for us to do.
Step in.
The doorknob twists in your hand.
A world of terror. Let your terrors
revealing
loose upon the
forested
world.
path beyond the cabin. You bastard.
It's so beautiful. I can't wait to ruin it. But it's
Oh wait,
so
it actually let us
cold,
out, though.
too. It's itching against my skin.
Princess exhausted slumps to the ground.
Why is it so cold?
Maybe that's not one that we should have given the collection of hers in the basement. You don't get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory
She's gone.
returns.
Where does she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror?
Yeah, the mirror. Approach the mirror. Approach the mirror. Gaze into the reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've withered. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. I don't know that I'm gonna like this. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
Let's see. What do you think of this vessel?
This one is filled with sadness, a doll, abandoned to the company of her darkest impulses. She desires only companionship, but the only thing she knows is how to hurt. She will make for a tender heart. Do not mourn her. She has finally found her way home.
Huh. Let's see. You can't be a contradiction. Contradictions don't exist. Well, let's go with that.
And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me into non-existence. There is no logic that can bind my multitudes. I am everything that you have known me to be, but I am also none of it.
That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Alright, how many more vessels?
We will know when we near our destination.
Okay. Do you still not care what I bring you next?
I care about your gifts. but I have no preferences to burden you with. Even if I did, I would never dare to tarnish our relationship by assuming myself above you.
Interesting. Alright. Alright, ready to go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Okay. I think I have it in me to do
You're on
one
a
more.
path in the woods, and at the
So, let me go with preferences. Skip unseen text. After choices, transitions. I would like to be able to skip text we've already seen. I don't want to skip unseen text. Or hold on, maybe that'll skip stuff.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the...
Hold on, yeah. So I'm scared to have this on. Okay, so let's just I don't know what else we can do, to be honest. Sweet, I've always wanted to off a monarch. Viva la revolucion. Interesting. Let's go with, do I get some sort of reward for
Yes,
doing this?
but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
This will probably be like breed or something. Can't someone else do this?
Unfortunately, you're the only one who can pull this off. I don't make the rules. I wish I did, but I don't.
Okay. Go with, forget it, I'm
Are
not
you
doing this.
serious? No, you have to do it.
Can you tell me what my prize is going to be for doing a good job?
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
Making lofty promises. I think that's all we want to do for now. Say fine, go to the
As
cabin.
long as you remain focused on your goal, it should all be smooth sailing.
Alright, let's go get paid.
You make your way up the short, a warning. She
Okay,
will-
we've seen that. Proceed.
The interior of the
Alright,
blade.
yeah, yeah. Okay, let's take the blade. Into the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open. Her voice.
Yep.
She
Who's
sounds.
there?
Don't let it fool you.
Alright. Just continue down.
You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs. She's so cold. Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Alright, still your nerves and step forward.
You step forward. Your grip on the...
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
Okay, so that part's kind of familiar.
So, you should just drop it.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate,
Alright, let's slay her.
you lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh, this is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die.
Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face.
But is it over? Really over?
Say, of course not. That was too
It's
easy.
over. Don't get all worked up.
We should make sure. What's the harm in checking for a pulse? I really don't think you should do that. And why shouldn't we? Is there something you're not telling us? I've told you everything that's happened with complete accuracy. The princess is dead.
That is true. The narrator
Your
does
blade
always tell the
pierced her
truth.
heart. There's no coming back from that.
Alright, let's leave.
Yes, exactly. It's over.
Sounds good. Alright, it's over,
With your
guys.
work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you.
Why do I feel like we've done something terrible?
You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience. But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here.
Alright. I guess we
You
did
open
it.
the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom.
Only, a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away.
What happened?
Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here.
You and the cabin are
This is
far away
good.
from them.
Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
I'll say... Oh wait, is this my prize?
I'm just happy that you're happy. I knew you'd like it. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me.
Okay.
Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months or years or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier.
I mean, as long as the narrator says it, I guess that makes it true, right?
We're not just going to stay here forever, right?
I'll say... Didn't you hear the narrator? I'm happy, we're happy. I'll say... Of course we are. I like
Really?
it here.
Well, if you ever change your mind, just let me know, I guess. More happy time passes, though the word begins to lose its meaning. Time, that is, not happy. Happy still has plenty of meaning. Please, shake yourself out of it. We have to get out of here. The little voices, please, fall on deaf ears.
Oh, so now the narrator is telling me what I'm thinking. Because my ears are the deaf
Eventually you
ears.
pass into a blissful state of pure existence. Though words like eventually and pass ceased to have any meaning to you long before that shift, you simply exist. Happy. Forever.
Oh, well, that's nice. I guess we won, guys. Oh my gosh.
You have already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
Past the point of no return. There's no going back now. Okay, maybe I'm not happy. And I'm not just saying that because you're the last person I talked to. Alright, let's go with that.
Because I have an idea to get us out of here. Though you're probably not going to like it.
Oh, I don't know what he wants to
Blade.
do. He wants to...
We can use the blade to get out
You
of
know.
this. I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero.
He's
True.
right.
It's the... Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end.
I do
not?
too.
There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it.
It's true.
Don't you dare.
Right. Anything to get out.
Thank you. I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward for saving the world? An eternity of bliss? You ingrate?
Oh, the narrator's mad at us now.
Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs. The princess's body is
Dude,
dust and bones.
she's
though the blade
decrepit.
you used to slay her is
Look
still
at
as
that.
pristine as the day you first held it. You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die. The end. Nice knowing you.
The Spectre. So that's who we're bringing her now.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end you're here to slay.
Okay, we'll skip that. Let's go with... Oh, let's go with... Oh, you bastard. You're in for it now. I'm wise to your
My
tricks.
Tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We've just met for the first time.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
That's fine.
The cold.
It wasn't very hard to kill her last time. We'll just do it again.
Well, if for whatever reason you're going to insist that this has happened before, at least your heart's in the right place.
Let's see. Why should I listen to you, and why should I bother doing anything? Let's go
Those
with
are
that.
two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. If you're back here, I'm
It's not the
assuming
second
you
time. This
died.
is like the 10th
It
album.
probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
Oh,
That's
we
not
listened
entirely
to
true.
you plenty. We slew the princess just like you asked us to, and then you locked us away in an empty void for eternity. So we slew ourselves too.
Well, if you killed yourself, then you weren't listening to me, because I would never want you to do that. Believe it or not, I care about you. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We slew the princess, the world outside the cabin disappeared, we died, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
It does.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? Had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left?
We already know that.
Matter, because we didn't fail to slay her. And if she's really back, which I doubt, it'll be just as easy to do it again. But after that nasty trick you pulled on us, maybe she's not the only one around here in need of slaying.
Just stay focused, will you?
We could turn around and leave. Let's talk about the princess.
Just be quick about it.
Let's go with who locked her in that basement.
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is.
Okay, I don't need to hear all that lies. If the people locked her away, then why wouldn't they slay her?
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps, but it's just the way things are.
And the funny thing is, we already know that the narrator only speaks in truth, so that's probably true.
Oh, I didn't know we were special.
Of course we're special.
Okay,
Great.
let's go.
Now, if
I proceed to the cabin.
a warning before you go.
No, we don't need
She
all that.
won't be a problem.
It's true.
The
What if we look
interior
at
of the
ourselves in the
cabin is
mirror
cold,
first?
A soft odor of dirt permeating the air. The
Okay,
blade
yeah.
is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Oh wait, I think the second world, the changes that you see in the cabin, like when we were, you know, the version of us that was in love with her, or when we brought them along, it was like this big royal setup that looked all nice, and now we've got the cold with us, and it's all dilapidated and falling apart.
It feels like no one's been here for a long, long time. Like I've been saying, she's dead. We killed her already.
What? Let's approach the mirror? No, we did that last time, there's nothing there, but maybe there will be with the cold.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror.
Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
Wipe the mirror?
You reach forward,
and it's gone.
rub your hand against...
But there was, and now it's gone. Let's not spend much longer worrying over it. Clearly,
Okay.
it's not even important enough to be
Interesting, I
ignored.
guess that's just foreshadowing. Alright, we'll take the blade, I guess.
You take the...
We'll enter the basement.
The door to the basement groans open, revealing an old banister and a creaky wooden stairwell. Everything is coated in a thick layer of dust, and you can feel it settle into your lungs as you breathe in the stale air. The very building itself feels dead. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
Interesting. Oh, but that's also true, though. Because now I think about it, since the narrator only speaks in truth, every time that we try to slay her, every time that we re-loop, it actually does help put her together, because we're collecting all the pieces of her and bringing them to her. So that's actually true as well. Also, I want to point out that this version of the house and the description and the cold, this is so far my favorite
The
loop.
room below is silent. Nobody's here. Naturally. As much as I appreciate the optimism, you shouldn't be so sure.
Wait, but if that's the case, then the narrator should be correct about her still being
Guess
here.
we'll just have to go down and see. As you
Oh my
descend the
gosh, she
final
is dead.
step, the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body lying in a heap on the floor, its wrist still bound to the wall by a thick chain. Okay, she's definitely dead. It's just like I told you. Before you have a chance to finish your thought, the top of a head appears from underneath the floor. Two deep-set eyes stare up at you, followed by a mischievous skeletal grin. And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head. Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here?
Ghost!
Oh. Wow. How absolutely terrifying. What's a ghost supposed to do to us?
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller. I was hoping to see you again. I have some issues with how our last meeting went.
Oh yeah?
The princess drifts across the room into your orbit, gently running her fingers across your shoulders and down your neck as she circles you.
Wait, could we even feel that though?
Her touch is cold and ethereal, formless yet real enough that her icy fingertips send shivers dancing across your skin.
Huh.
So she has a body, and she's right there. That means we could kill her again, if we wanted to.
Oh, is that what the cold wants to do? Yeah. Let's slay her. No, wait, we need her to be enveloped, right? So we don't wanna kill her.
I see you brought that annoying knife again. So, are you waiting for a chance to use it? Or are you here for something else?
Let's go with... Is there a... Wow, there's a lot of options. Okay. Okay, we'll leave.
This isn't a solution. Nobody wins here.
You're...
Oh, she's upset, isn't she?
You're abandoning me here?
It would seem so, yes.
After everything you've done to me, you've chosen to do more?
Huh.
The
I didn't expect this
starts
reaction.
To float erratically from side to side, her cold exterior melting away.
But if you just leave me, then I'm really just going to be stuck here forever. Then there's nothing we can do. It's just going to go on and on and on and on, lonely and sad and hurting and empty.
No, not that!
She's about to try something.
Oof.
Get ready. The princess passes through you, a chill rippling along your skin, a disappointed sigh echoing in your ears. You turn and face her as she hovers between you and the stairs. Spectral tears streak down her cheeks as she places a translucent hand on your chest. It feels cold, but otherwise like nothing at all. Are we doing the right thing? Why do I feel so sad? Don't let her get to you. It doesn't matter. Somehow, soon, this too will be over, and we'll move on to something new. I feel like you all keep forgetting that.
Yep, the ultimate goal is
Her
to
dark-rimmed
get all
eyes
of the
fall to
experiences and
floor
put
as
them
she
together
speaks.
to make her whole.
I never wanted to have to hurt anybody. It's not who I wanted to be.
The tears on her cheeks vanish. She lifts her head, sorrow replaced with wrath, staring into you with fiery anger.
Wrath.
But I guess you've turned me into something worse.
She forces her hand into your chest, and then... Yes? Nothing happens. Are you sure about that? Something should have happened. And yet it didn't. We're fine.
Okay, let's step away.
You do your best to pull away, but it's as if her arm, embedded in your body, is rooting you in place.
Leaving so soon?
You can't be sure if you first hear or feel what happens next, but it is over before you can fully conceptualize what it is. The horrific splintering, the squelching of organs, the rending of tissue, an icy, numbing pain.
I'm done asking. The next time I see you, I'm taking everything I owed. Starting with your body. If you won't choose to give me my freedom, I'll just have to make you give it to me.
She's real now. If she's making us dead, we should return the favor.
Nah, we'll just die.
But you don't swing your weapon. Your body comes to a juddering halt as she rips her hand from your chest. In her clenched fist is your
There are worse fates to suffer than a broken heart. Huh.
But that's ours.
See you soon, killer.
She crushes it, blood and ruined vascular tissue leaking from between her fingers, dribbling unceremoniously to the floor. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The Wraith. Whoa, we got to chapter 3.
You're on a path in the wood. Shit. This really doesn't end, does it? It doesn't matter if we kill her, it doesn't matter if she kills us, it just goes on and on and on and... Yes, so it does. No, there has to be a way out of here. There just has to be. Does there have to be a way out? For all we know, this is just how things are. No, I can't.
Wait, so now we
accept
can't
that. I know
die?
She just killed us, but what if we free her? What if we help her leave? We haven't tried that yet. That does sound like it could be interesting. Or at least different. I don't think we can stop her if that's what she wants to do. She ripped our heart out. Who's to say she can't go ahead and...
I'm gonna save it real quick, just in case I need to.
Okay, so you've already been here. More than once, even. Great. So you probably already know all about her and all about the threat she poses to the world. Then let me remind you how catastrophic it would be if you helped her leave in any way. If she gets out, the world ends and everyone ends with it. Yourself included. Oh, threatening us with death, are we?
No, we already died twice, that's true.
Of anything. All death has done is shunt us back to these woods, where we're forced to listen to your empty warnings again and again. This
true.
Feels a bit different though, doesn't it? I don't even know what I'd call it, but it's definitely not the same path in the woods anymore. That's all the more reason to take this seriously. If the path isn't the same, it means that her influence is spreading, and the world has already started to end. Her influence?
Her influence?
I really shouldn't have said that. It'll make your task more difficult. But now it's out, you could always take that information as a sign of goodwill between us and do your job, alright?
Okay. What happens if we don't go to the cabin? That's another option. There's something else we haven't tried. Turn around and leave. By the same narrator we met before in the other loops, you are quick to accept that we've been here before. We've killed her and been killed by her, and neither of those things have gone well for us. If we're going to fall through this loop forever, eventually we're going to let her out. We might as well do it now. I mean, we've turned around, but we haven't done it on the third loop. What happens if we don't go to the cabin? That's another option, versus there's something else we haven't tried. Let's do that.
You have already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
Oh, okay, I see. So, if we were to turn around and leave, that would take us all the way back to the very first loop, which we can't do anymore, because we're completing her. Okay. So... I mean, is he the same narrator?
If I had to make a wager, I'd say yes and no. Is that supposed to be a riddle? If it is, it's not very good. I haven't met you, but you've clearly met me. It sounds to me like you're hopping between parallel realities, in which case the me you just met here is the same collection of experiences as the me you met at all of those other beginnings, but their continuity breaks the moment you say or do anything, in effect making them all separate.
Long story short, he doesn't remember.
Yes, I'm the same me, but ever since the moment we started talking, I'm different. I'm not sure how we're supposed to kill him ourselves, but he's asking for it. Maybe there's some way she can take care of him for us.
They've clearly all been through some harrowing experiences. Don't let their baggage influence your decisions. You have the ability to see things clearly. I suggest you use it.
Alright, let's, we're gonna let her out.
Making a dizzying amount of assumptions. Your perceived reality looping twice before does not mean it will continue to do so forever.
That's true.
Those little voices have already drawn attention to the fact that even the path is different. The world itself is at a tipping point. Know that there is always a choice. Even if you were stuck in an infinite loop, there's no reason to assume that the mere nature of the infinite would force you to...
I don't want to hear all this. I just want to go see her.
Manipulating us, but we're starting to see the threads now. We just have to avoid getting tangled up in them.
On second thought, let's not kill him. Let's throw him someplace that never ends.
I don't like the voice of the cold. Right,
You
let's just
continue
go.
down the path towards the cabin. It isn't long before you're steps away from your destination. I don't think you need any words of warning. I think you know what's in there, and
I don't like any of our options here. It feels like we're being driven down the tracks to some awful inevitability. There must be something we're missing. Something that would make everything make sense. Maybe letting her out really is the answer.
whatever. You don't want to listen to me? Do it then. Let her out. See what I care.
It sounds like somebody's about to crack.
Let's just go. I just wanna
The interior
get to
of
the
the
end of
cabin
this.
is long and dark, a single narrow hallway stretching far into the distance. Curtains billow out from tall windows on either side, obscuring the path forward, fluttering helplessly as opposing gusts of wind rush into the building, clashing and joining and driving everything forward. The only furniture of note is... That's strange.
You can see the mirror.
What's strange? Is it the mirror? The mirror? No, there isn't a mirror.
Oh.
What's strange is that there isn't much of anything in here at all, aside from the curtains. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade?
Of course there isn't a mirror. There wasn't one last time either, so why would it be there this time?
I suppose the only way to go is forward. So forward we will go. Blade or not, it doesn't really matter, does it?
I mean, that's pretty much true. Let's pretend there isn't a mirror at the end of this hallway, and that right now we can't see behind it. What's there? What's behind us? Well, let's just approach.
You slowly make your way towards the gaping maw that awaits you. Your fraying nerves buzz with trepidation, the chill wind raising your hackles as it gently pushes you forward, towards the darkness at the end of the hallway. You can't shake the feeling that you're being watched.
Huh.
Oh, do we? Do we feel like we're being watched? I hadn't noticed. At least you're admitting to
Of course, the paranoid feels like we're being watched.
You stop as you reach the end of the hallway, I presume in front of whatever mirror isn't actually there.
Right.
This is it.
We'll wipe the mirror
Mirror's going
clean.
to go away, and she's going to startle us. We better brace ourselves.
You reach your arm forward into the pitch black of the opening.
Well, that was a close one. All that stress and lead up for nothing.
What you looking at, killer? Staring into the void? Thinking about what it'd be like to die again? I know exactly how you feel.
Shit, where is she? You feel something long and frigid coil around your ankle. Your heart skips a beat, standing in muted shock for one long, frozen moment. And then she, the princess, constricts. Your bones snap.
Oh.
Icy pain radiates up from the break, a deep
that's
cold
nice.
flooding your veins as your legs, numb with the shock of it, collapse, and you collapse with them. You're met with a terrifying
Dude,
visage
that
of the
is so
princess.
cool.
Her hand grips your leg in a steel vice, her grin
We have fur on our
carved
leg.
jagged from ear to ear, crowded with far too many long and crooked teeth.
But do you know how I feel? I gave you a path to forgiveness. I gave you a chance to make things right. I thought maybe you'd seen what you've done and feel remorseful. Maybe try to make it up to me. But no, you'd rather use that knife to keep making the same mistake over and over and over. So, here's how this is going to go. I'm going to take your body, and I'm going to walk it out of here. And you get to watch me do it, completely helpless. just like you left me.
Okay, maybe letting her in isn't the best idea. She clearly hates us. And what's your point? I thought you wanted to get out of here. This is a way out, and it's different. We might as well take it.
It's not the most pleasant way out, but it's one we gotta take.
This, she's going to make it hurt.
Then
That's
turn
true.
off the part of you that feels things.
Oh, that's right. You can just turn off the nerves.
Like it's that easy.
It is. Pain is just another sensation. If you can tolerate joy, you can tolerate pain.
I mean, I guess that's true to some
Except
extent.
the pain hurts.
Yes, that's what it does. That's the definition.
Do we need
That's
to
true.
explain to you why pain is bad?
You need to explain to yourself why it isn't.
Let's see. I'll say, that's fine. I actually came here to free you.
Great, see you in a jiffy.
You remain pinned to the floor of the long hallway as the rest of the princess's body emerges. Her proportions all wrong, limbs bent and curling, moving in ways that defy your understanding. Her torso stretches until
Dude.
her face is practically touching yours, her neck cracking audibly as she twists to look at you from a fresh angle. Are you sure you can't do anything to help us? Can't you, like, manifest a rock right on top of her head? And crush you along with her? Not that I even can manifest a rock. Besides, I thought you all wanted to free the princess. Not like
And we do.
this. You don't even have a weapon, so I'm afraid you're out of luck, which unfortunately means that I, and the rest of the world, are out of luck too. Okay, deep breath. This is fine. This is fine. What am I talking about? This isn't fine. It was better when she was a normal ghost.
A normal ghost. Like those exist.
Everything is always fine. These consequences have no real impact on us outside of momentary discomfort. I'm sure we'll be moving on again soon enough.
That's the hope.
Your vision fades as she tears open the membrane of your soul. You're awake.
Oh.
Eyes once again fixed on the long hallway, your vision swimming as the princess's command reverberates inside your skull.
Is our foot still
Her
broken?
voice is all-encompassing. You feel wrong. It's so cramped in here. Like there's some sort of growth trying to push us all out.
Oh,
I know.
that's not a
You
pleasant
rise to your
sound.
feet, though the pain in your ankle is blinding. Your body slumps against the wall, desperately leaning into it for support. I'd beg you to resist, but you've already surrendered your will to her, haven't you?
Yep.
You're the puppet master here. If this is the only way we could cut ourselves free from you, so be it.
It's a new experience. You should try being possessed sometime. There's nothing else like
Yes, you should try being possessed, of course.
Your body inches along the corridor, every step more difficult and painful than the last. Your joints stiff and unresponsive, the shattered bones of your ankle grinding ceaselessly, as if they're fragmenting, then reforming, then snapping all over again as you make your way towards the outside world.
Yikes. There's a lot of so's.
Despite the anguish, it doesn't feel like the exit to the cabin is getting any closer. If anything, it's getting further away.
A paste of meat and feathers. Ew.
Please,
Ew,
just
dude.
let her out. It's pointless, isn't it? I can't stop her without you, and you'd already given up by the time we met. No, screw that. The hallway gets even longer.
So she has some power too, huh?
It really is, isn't it?
Thank you. So she's the narrator now. Ha!
Isn't saying all of this his job? Oh, he really is, isn't he?
I had a feeling you could deal with him for us.
Interesting.
This is it then. The big moment. Finally, we'll get to see what's really out there.
And it's probably still empty. The passenger. When taken against your will, witness your enemy's freedom. But as you step outside the bounds of the cabin, you feel another violent tear, a rending that cuts all the way down to your soul. You are once again separated from everything that had nestled deep in the crevices of your body, from everything that isn't you.
We're us
again.
How interesting. Everything is gone. Except her.
What is happening to me?
So we already had the paranoid, so that we just transferred the Wraith, I think. But you don't answer her before she's gone. Memory returns.
And there's that
the mirror, yep. Let's just approach the mirror. You approach the mirror, you gaze into the reflection, silence as you reach forward, they're gone once again, blah blah blah. You've unraveled. I don't know what that means. You found yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. We'll approach her.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there. Do you know what we'll find out there?
Nope. Do you have thoughts on this vessel?
This one is loneliness turned to seething. She could not find her strength in others, so she found it in herself. She will make for a driven heart. Do not mourn her. She isn't alone anymore.
Okay. Do you know what's going to happen when you awaken? Obviously no, so I'm trying to scroll down. How many more vessels? What?
One. Whatever you bring me next will be enough, and then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular. A final multitude.
So you only need to bring one more. Okay. Okay, if this is the last time, is there anything you would like me to bring you?
These gifts are a conversation, and each one shows me the contours of your heart. The only thing I want to see is what you choose for me when the thread is fully drawn.
Okay. Well... Oh, interesting. Do you have the narrator? Have the vessels had one? When you send me back, I'm not alone. There are voices that speak to me. Some of them are... Hold on. Some of them are me, but one of them is something else. I call him the narrator, and he wants me to kill you. Do you have a narrator? Have the vessels had one?
No. Their thoughts are quiet. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
He does, but you're going to keep that to yourself. He does, and when I find him, I'm going to kill him. He does, and when I find him, you and I are finally going to have answers. I don't know what I'm going to do when I find him, or I don't know why, but I know this for a fact. I'll say I don't know what I'm going to do.
There's no need for you to know what you are going to do before you do it. If you find him, remember that I'll be waiting for you on the other side.
Okay. Alright. Let's go back.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here, waiting for you.
Okay, well, I said I was going to do one more, but since now there's only one more, I mean, we got to.
You're on a path in the woods.
Alright, skip that. Okay, let's continue the cabin.
You make your way. A warning. She will lie.
Yep. Proceed.
The blade is your...
Alright, let's not take the blade. Let's just go.
The door to the base, her voice...
Hello?
Is hypnotizing. Don't
Yep.
let.
I'll say, I'm here to
How many
save you, and
times
it's
do I
not a
have
lie.
to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would.
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever. Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the
We've seen
princess.
that.
She's beautiful. I am begging you to stay focused.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Don't do it. If she gets,
Let's see. I'll see what I can do.
you're only making this more difficult.
Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake.
No, you're doing the right thing.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's
So
somewhere
we've seen
else.
this before.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the prince.
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance.
If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about.
You attempt to make your way out of the.
Yeah,
Someone
yeah.
else.
So we've done all this before. Let's, return.
You make your easier for everyone. Look at them.
I'm gonna bring
the
back
door
our
slam.
lover boy.
They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out.
She barely hesitates
Yeah,
as she
this
rips
scene
her
again.
flesh from her bones.
Ugh.
The blade from upstairs. Or we could. You won't.
I mean, we could use the blade, but
Fine. Against you cut. The blade is sharp.
All
Nip
right.
Her limb. She didn't. No. She smart. How is she?
Thank you.
all right, let's leave.
No. We won't have any as the prince. Wait. Watch.
Oh wait, I guess we could kill her.
What?
Nah. Well, oh, I can't warn her. It won't let me. Oh my gosh, it actually won't let me warn her. Okay, well,
There's no going back now.
You bring the blade down to strike at the princess's heart.
excuse me.
But she's fast. She ducks to the floor, your blade narrowly grazing her backside. Slaying her won't be easy now that she's free.
We could have gotten out of here together. Were you just lying to me this whole time? I don't know what's come over you, but if I have to kill you, then I'll kill you. Do you think I need both of my arms to do that?
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through her arm. But you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging it under her ribs, aiming directly for the heart. It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease. You collapse to the floor,
Nice.
your body unresponsive as your
Oof.
blood pools on the ground beneath you. She stares down at your ravaged form, eyes shining in the darkness, dress stained in red as her blood and yours both seep into the fabric. If we're lucky, the wound you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it will kill her before she can reach the outside world.
It can't just end like this, right?
As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over.
I wonder what we'll take this time.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
The witch. Oh man.
You're on a path in the woods.
All right, so
You're
we've
here
heard
to
this. All right, let's. We can't turn around and leave, so we'll proceed.
A warning. She will. Don't worry.
The opportunist.
Trust us to get the job done.
Okay. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a
Slab of
pristine
mud?
blade perched on its edge. The blade is your
All right, we'll take the blade, I
You
guess.
take the. Well, if we're grabbing a weapon, we should probably keep it hidden behind our backs. She doesn't have to know we have it. That's
true.
not actually a bad idea.
Alright. Yeah. We'll just go.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw waiting to swallow you up into the earth. The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
I feel like that line doesn't always fit with these. I almost think it would be better if that line was not the same every time.
Her voice skitters up from below.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
She probably won't bite. Okay. Hello.
I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
She must have you confused with someone else. She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation.
Maybe.
You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's gone.
Yeah, we don't care about that.
I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions? Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk?
Yeah, he was just taking the opportunity to take up all the voice
Stop
space.
lingering. Your task is to slay the...
Yeah, we don't care about the narrator.
You're the
Narrator
boss.
doesn't matter here. See what she looks like now.
Thank you. You descend
That's
the
interesting.
basement steps, entering the dark room below. You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
And there you are, one hand tucked away behind your back, gripping that sharp, sharp blade, no doubt.
You got us.
That's not fair. How would she know that?
So, we've dropped the pretenses. Good.
She's acting like the two of you already know each other.
It's because we do.
Oh, no. You've already been here, haven't you? That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. Do you remember us then? Do you remember last time? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her. Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy. Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Oh no, we're
Well,
talking.
I seem to remember you having a tongue.
I'll say... Let's team up. Come on. Ah, we can give her the blade. Let's do it. I don't want to hurt you, but clearly there's some broken trust. Take this as a gesture of my goodwill and give her the blade. I like that.
You can't be serious. Now, hold on. We should put this to a vote. The blade is one of our most valuable assets. We can't just give it to her. What if she uses it to kill us? I vote no. As do
I vote yes. I vote yes.
I, abstain? You abstain? She's going to kill us if we give it to her.
This isn't a democracy. We're giving her the blade.
You're going to get everyone killed. You know that, right? But of course you do. You toss the blade at the princess's feet. She eyes it with suspicion before kneeling down to pick it up.
I wouldn't have done that. Why did you?
You hear a clanging of metal against the dirt floor, and the chains fall from the princess's wrist. She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little...
Yeah, we already
woman
knew that.
after my own heart. It's a shame we just gave her a weapon, because if I were her, I'd use it on us right now.
Well, that's
Luckily
not a
for
bad
us,
idea
you're
necessarily.
Not her. Oh, we sure think alike, though. I can promise you that. Whatever you say next, you better make it count. She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face.
What do you think happens now?
You're beautiful and I want to actually save you, and this feels like the only way to do it. That's up to you. It's why I gave you the blade. I chose last time and I regret it, so now it's your time to choose. We're both scared and we're both hurting. If one of us doesn't make a change, we'll probably kill each other forever. Do you want that? I don't. We can be better than this. I'm gonna go with you're beautiful. I want to actually save you, and this feels like the only way to do it.
She pulls back, clearly caught off guard by whatever nonsense you just said to her. I thought
Nonsense,
it
huh?
was nice. Whether it's nice depends on if we meant it. We didn't mean it. Did we? If you were lying, we'd all know. But unfortunately, you weren't lying.
We weren't.
What? What do you mean by that? What kind of game are you playing?
The look of surprise that momentarily softened her features vanishes as she steals her nerves. And then
Oh.
she buries the blade in
She
your
killed
heart.
us anyways?
What? No. No, come on, that's not right. I told you. I told you this is what she was going to do. Glee dances across her face as you fall to the ground.
I did it. I got you. You...
The princess seems to tremble, her smile fading quickly, replaced with concern. Her nervous eyes brim with tears.
Why? Why did you let me do this?
But you don't have the strength to respond, nor do you have the time. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Ah. Hand your power to a suspicious character. Past life gambit. The Thorn.
You're on a path in the woods. I can't believe she actually stabbed us.
Me
I
neither, to
told
be
you
honest.
Not to give her the blade. I told you it would come around to bite us. I voted against it. Yeah, we know. You already got your I told you so's in while we were bleeding out. I just wanted to make sure that everyone here knows that I was and am on the right side of that argument. Oh, you're far from being on the right
smitten.
side of anything. You're fixated on the past, whereas what you should be is fixated on the future. Ho-ho!
So we got Loverboy back again.
I like it. Tell me more. Gladly, my dear fellow. By cruelly turning on the princess in her moment of vulnerability, we made ourselves an enemy. But by mastering our fear and insecurity and handing over our power, we've begun a journey to something so much deeper.
I was hoping to get the
journeys.
smitten in here.
Traveling is a bit of a passion of mine. It makes me so relatable. Now, where are we off to? Well, if we're lucky, it's a journey to love.
Let's
She
see if we
hates
can get it.
us. Does she? She hesitated before stabbing us to death. As ridiculous as this guy is, maybe he has a point. I don't know if I necessarily buy into his whole love journey thing, but maybe she won't be as keen to betray us this time. We've already proven to her that we can change, so maybe she'll realise that things don't have to end in violence. You know, maybe you're right. In which case, I suppose the only thing to do is to get back to the cabin and give it another try. Give what another try exactly? You are aware I've been listening to you, right? It makes
We don't care about the narrator anymore.
Fire in the shadows or bear our intentions with open hearts. We are breaking your cruel cycle and whisking her away to freedom. Oh,
That is
are
the
you
plan.
now? Great. So you've obviously been here before, since you apparently died at least once. Twice, actually. Sure. Twice. Then I'll spare you the little introduction I had planned.
Alright, so we don't need all this. Explore. We're going to free her. Let's see. We're even now. I'm sure she understands that, but but we can see what she has to say for herself when we get to the cabin. I hope you don't think I'm planning on freeing her after she stabbed me in the heart. Let's not do that one. To the cabin. What happens if we just leave? You sure seem to be taking the whole looping thing in stride. No matter what happens next, it seems like all of our answers are in the cabin. Let's proceed. And then all this other stuff. Okay, let's go with Let's see what she has to say for
Yes.
herself.
Good. Playing both sides. That's what smart people do, and you're the smartest in the room. I'm not
Well, you don't
sure
need
it
to
counts
compliment
as
me like
playing
that.
both sides if people can hear you doing it. Buddy, you're thinking in far too few dimensions. There's layers to doing this right, and I'm pretty sure the one making the choices gets that. Trust in the plan. Trust in what plan? The Decider's plan. Sure,
So you gotta-
we don't know
gotta
what
trust.
the plan is yet, but that's part of the whole trusting thing, isn't it? A good leader knows how and when to keep things secret, and sometimes a good leader even knows to keep things secret from himself.
I don't know how I feel about
There isn't
that.
a plan, and that's the whole point. We're supposed to be guided by emotion. We're supposed to passionately live in the moment, and I'm sure that when the time comes, those passions will tell us to set our darling princess free.
That's the plan.
If I were you, I'd remember what she's done. You know how dangerous she is. You should know that someone like her shouldn't be let loose upon the world.
I'm done with hearing you, narrator. Oh, so this is... I understand now. So we need to select to proceed to the cabin option.
It isn't long
Okay.
before you find yourself at the base of the cabin. I think it's clear where everyone stands at this point. I don't know if I'd say everyone. You talking about me? I have a position. It's a good one, too. Ignore him, he's just talking for talking's sake. My position is the only one that matters.
Yeah, we don't need to hear the narrator saying she's a threat again, because she's not.
The interior of the cabin is
Dude, look at the
hardly an
roses.
interior at all anymore. The burned out ruins merely suggest the shape of the structure that once stood here, charred wood still reeking of ash. But beneath it lies the fresh smell of spring growth after rain, the promise of new life in the wreckage of the old. The only furniture of note is the crisp shell of what was once a table, a pristine... Wait, this isn't right. There's supposed to be a pristine blade.
I wasn't going to take it anyway.
Like we gave it to her last time.
Oh, that's right. She might
Can't
still have it.
Can she? Well, it's not here. And if she has it, let me guess, you want to get all chummy with her. Look, as far as I see it, if it's between him and her, I say we side with the one who has the weapon. It's just
That's
a
true.
smart thing to do.
That's what the opportunist would say, isn't
Don't
it?
be so hasty. I'm sure the blade will turn up somewhere. She can't have it. That's not how this is supposed to work. If she does have it, that's all the more reason to put our faith in her. We have already shown her our heart. Now she has to show us hers. Unless her
True.
heart tells her to stab us, which doesn't seem unlikely, so yes, I agree. Let's make sure we get on her good side.
Alright. Oh, wait. We can only approach the mirror. Okay. Well, I guess we'll do
You
that.
step forward and approach the scorched entryway leading to the basement, hesitating before you begin the descent. You know what you have to do. Wipe away the grit from the mirror, and behold our handsome features.
It's true.
You reach forward and wave your hand through the hollow entrance leading to the basement. What are you doing?
I love the
Alas, our
spin.
fine features remain unseen. We'll just have to trust that she'll find us beautiful as we are. Well, seems like the only way to go is forward, isn't it? Yes, that's where everything tends to be. Let's just put on a good face and have our wits about us.
Alright, let's go.
You step through the frame of scorched wood and make your way into the darkness below. The stairs to the
There's lots
basement
of
are covered in a
vines.
fine layer of gritty ash. The air still feels warm, as if the fires that ruined this place had only recently been extinguished. Yet fresh shoots of thorny branches are already weaving themselves through the soot-covered earth of the walls around you. Their spines point courteously down towards the basement, so you're able to brush past their jagged points with ease. At least on the way down. But you don't need to think about the way back up just yet. That's a matter for after the world's been saved. These thorns are an expression of her pain. I know it. She's calling out for help. Her voice, worn down by pain and suspicion, hobbles up the stairs.
I can't get away from you, can I? You betray me, I kill you, and you come back. You let me kill you, and you come back. I don't know why you let me do that. I don't know what you want from me.
I want to free you. I mean it. I don't know what I want. I never really chose to come here. I want to figure out a way to get out of here for good. I just want to talk. Really talk. Let's go with
I
that.
think you know how this goes. I'm down here, and I can't leave. So, come down and talk. It's not like I can stop you.
Alright.
You continue down the basement stairs, brushing past the smooth edges of thorns that grow more and more plentiful as you make your way forward. You step out into what was once a vast open cavern, now overrun by briars and prickles and thistles, the space thick with hostile vegetation. At the heart of it all, encased in a tight weave of vines, is the princess, her bloody, trembling hands clutching a pristine blade.
Did you know this was going to happen to me? Are you here to watch me suffer? Are you here to laugh?
I'm not here to laugh. I'm here to free you if you'll let me. Let's see. I can cut you free, but you'll have to give me the blade. Just reach for the blade. I don't want to turn and leave, that's for sure. Let's go with... I'm not here to laugh. I'm here to free you, if you'll let me.
I want to trust you.
Her grip tightens on the blade.
But you're hiding something, aren't you? Why would you help me if you weren't helping yourself?
You're not the only one who yearns for freedom. I'm trapped as you are. I think we need to leave together.
The princess clutches the blade closer to her chest.
That sounds nice. I'm so tired of the bad blood between us. But it's hard to let it go. You've hurt me.
Her eyes dart away from yours for a brief moment.
And I've also hurt you.
Can I take the blade now?
Her eyes briefly meet yours, then dart back to the floor. She hangs her head in resignation.
Okay.
Okay. We'll take the blade.
You reach towards her bloodied hands, laying your palm on her trembling fingers. For a moment, she clutches it even tighter, her knuckles going white with the effort. But then the tension fades. Her grip finally loosens and she allows you to take the weapon. You carefully pull it free from the thorns, though they scrape at your skin, leaving red trickles of fresh blood all along your arms.
She trusts us. She trusts us. Doesn't that set your heart aflutter?
Yeah, a little. It could just be nerves. Being this close to her does bring back unpleasant memories, but I don't know, it doesn't feel bad. It feels good. Like we're special to her.
We are special to have gained an ounce of trust from a maiden so guarded. Now all that remains is to free her from her bindings.
Yeah,
It's true.
let's do it. Let's show her how much both of us have changed.
Or, hear me out,
We slay her. Right here, right now. She's never been so helpless, and if we don't take advantage of that, we may never get another chance.
We're not gonna slay her.
That sounds like a splendid idea. You should...
Nope.
I see that the lines
Nope.
have been drawn.
It's 2 against 1. It's 2 against 2. You don't count.
Yep, the narrator doesn't count.
And why shouldn't he count? Because he's clearly not one of us. That doesn't matter. He's been with us the whole time. He should get a say.
Disagree. Disagree.
So, did you mean it? Or was I a fool to hand my life to you?
Alright, cut her free.
Yes, what a good idea. Let's cut her free. Oh, so you're suddenly team free her. You can't just switch sides as soon as we make a decision. I can do whatever I want, and I believe with my whole heart that this is the right course of action.
Hey, at least we got the
Let's
opportunists
free
on
this
board.
princess.
Everyone deserves a chance at redemption. Let him join us and be merry. We are all united by our passion.
That's right. What he said. We've already given him a chance at redemption. And who says I don't deserve another? I really mean it this time. I'm big enough to admit when I'm wrong. So I want to help you all free her.
And I have no problem with that. Welcome to the team. You're one of us now. One
Anybody
of
who
us
likes the
good
princess,
guys.
Smitten is on board with.
You take the blade to the thorny vines imprisoning the princess, and she flinches, relaxing only slightly as the blade slices into the thick vegetation rather than her arm. And she flinches again as the last of the vines is cut away, as if, after all of that, she's still expecting you to turn on her and stab her in the heart. But You're not going to do that, are you? Still, what it would take is a single slip of the blade.
I'm afraid the narrator is gonna
attempted
mess us up.
and subterfuge. Our blade is a dashing sword, and every dashing sword is an extension of its hero. It won't slip.
You're right. He can't even make it slip, can he? He's a bit of a nobody. Good thing I've been on your side of all this since the beginning. The princess falls into your arms, tears streaking down her cheeks. I can't believe you're making me describe this. I hate you.
You actually meant it. You rescued me.
Dude,
Do you see the
the
way
narrator
she's
might
looking at
force
us?
us to slay
Kiss
her again.
Kiss her now before the moment ends.
I'm just gonna say, of course I did.
She smiles, her hand slipping into yours, and the two of you rush to the basement stairs.
You should have kissed her, you fool. It was the perfect moment.
That's for
Shameful,
later.
really, that the same thorns that so graciously allowed you downstairs are now blocking your only way out.
Please, after all the trials we've been through, do you really think a few measly thorns can stop us? Love is an even more powerful weapon than our blade.
We cut through those other vines just fine. They're only thorns. I'm not afraid of getting a few scrapes. I'm not even sure we need to do any cutting. We can just move them out of the way. What a pathetic showing, really.
A few pointy sticks can't keep us down here. We're both meant for so much more than this.
Alright, let's cut into the thorns.
As you swing your blade into the thorns covering the basement stairs, they yield. Both you and the princess ascend the stairs without obstacle. This is unacceptable. The second you step out of this cabin with her, the world ends. Do you hear me? What did the world ever do to you to deserve this?
Your nightmare is our dream. Whatever world would condemn an innocent like her to a cycle of violence and despair isn't a world worth saving. We'll weave something new together. Something better.
You and the princess hesitate at the cabin door. This is your last chance. We've already made our decision.
We're finally leaving here together, aren't we? And all we had to do was trust each other. It wasn't easy, but I'm glad we finally could.
Step into freedom.
Hands
Turning over a new
clasped,
leaf. Work
the
through
two
some
of you
issues and learn to
open the
trust again.
door and step out into a new day. You irredeemable murderers.
What do we do now? Where's everything going? Why is it so cold?
You do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory
She's
returns.
Where did she go? Should we... Oh, there's that...
We'll just approach the mirror. You approach the mirror, gaze into your reflection. As you reach forward, they're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you see what's in it. You are nothing at all. Wait, no, there's something there. But that isn't right. You can't be nothing. You refocus your gaze, and then you see it. A figure, faint and veiled in shadow, just beyond the reflection. Explore. Are you me?
I think you know what I am.
That's the narrator? The crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image in the glass into two. And then another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. What? I have so many questions. Unless there's an action. Destroy the mirror. Let's say, what are you? Are you something like me?
Oh, I'm nothing like you. I'm an echo. Likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me.
What does that mean? Has every narrator really been different? That we already know. I'm sorry, I don't want to destroy you. Will it help if I look away or stop asking questions?
We've already crossed the point of no return. There's no saving me now. Not that there's ever been much of me to save.
You're the one who wanted me to slay the princess. Why?
Because among other things, she is death itself. To rid the world of suffering, to save untold trillions from being lost forever to the cosmic wind, she must be destroyed. And despite how far you've fallen, you will still have a chance to fulfill your purpose once I'm gone.
I mean, you already know we're not going to do that. You said she contains death. What is she? I've met you many times. Have you been the same all along? We know that's not true. If you made me, then what am I? Let's see. Why would you want to rid the world of death? I'm pretty sure death is good, actually. Important, even. Who cares about dying? I've died plenty of times. I mean, this one seems to be in the theme of the game. I'm pretty sure death is good, actually. Important, even.
If that's your belief, there's nothing I can say to move you. You haven't died. You cannot die. So you can't grasp the abject horror of dying.
Okay. Let's see, what else? You said she contains death. What is she?
She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can.
She is transformation. Okay. Okay. Do you have anything to say for yourself for all of this hubris? Let's see. Do you know that things won't just be worse if I destroy her? Okay, let's keep up here, because these are the newer ones. I'll say, do you have anything to say for yourself?
People out there are real. No matter what you do to them, no matter what you enable, I want you to remember that.
That's fair. Do you know that things won't just be worse if I destroy her?
Of course they won't be worse. I saw a glimpse of a better world, and I did what I could to make it real. Anything is better than oblivion. In the end, nobody wants to leave.
Huh. What would it be like to live in a world without her?
Light. Burdenless. An eternal pattern of forgetfulness leading into the joys of rediscovery. Everyone will be with the ones they love. No more fear. No more howling chaos. Just life. Forever.
Well, everyone will be with the ones they love except for our character, the hero.
There's a cruel irony to it all. The only way I could share my dream with the world was to never be able to see it for myself.
Oh man, it was a different sound this time. Let's see. Oh man, it's so hard to click this just right. I have so many questions for you.
Then ask them, and make it quick. I won't last for long now that you can see me.
If I destroy her, won't I be alone?
Yes, you will. But it will all be worth it.
Will it? The death of the author. Run out of question. We got to the last bit here. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. I'll have to see what she thinks. I think you're out of time. I'm not going to slay her, and I want you to know that before you die for good. We're going with that.
There's no reasoning with a god. Even one you've woven into existence yourself. I've said my piece. My time is up. It's like I said, I'm just an echo. And echoes always fade away.
As the final fragment of glass shatters, you see yourself with a newfound clarity. You are the long quiet, a vast and nascent god, and it's finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. Proceed to the cabin one last time. A thorny vessel. Bring the thorn to her. When you arrive at the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There is nothing for you to find. That's not what I expected. Oh.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
Let's see. I've missed you too. She unfurls an endless cascade of smiles in response, then patiently waits for you to continue. I'm the long quiet, but I don't really know what that means.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the shifting mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
Say, what happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it?
That's true.
When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
There's so many stories left unfinished. Can we really just leave? Don't you have a say in all of this? Why is all of this falling on me? Let's talk this through. I still have so many questions. If I let you out, the entire world ends for good. I can't do that. If you were always going to become this, then what was the point of me doing anything? Did it even matter what roads I walked if all of them would have led to this moment? That's a good question.
If you're saying that, it's because you don't yet understand. But we cannot use words alone to grasp at things that words cannot express. And you cannot rationalize with logic that which defies it. Violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it. A thought is a vine, and some thoughts nurture thorns that bleed the soul, and endless growth that blots your vision and strangles your trust.
Some thoughts nurture thorns that bleed the soul, and endless growth that blots your vision and strangles your trust. So I guess this is talking about holding on to past traumas?
When I succumbed to myself, you patiently stood by me and cut the thistles that rooted in my skin. Your compassion is what freed us both, but compassion is a thing that must be nurtured, and you cannot nurture that which cannot change.
If I had known what you really were, I wouldn't have been so quick to free you. Of course I helped you. I didn't want us to hate each other. I won't engage with violence. I'll say, of course I helped you. I didn't want us to hate each other.
Then help me again. We are each other's liberation.
Flesh is a vehicle, and to destroy the flesh is to strand the spirit. With violence you stranded me, and with violence I sought to twist your flesh back into mine. You did not resist my violence when it overcame you. Did you understand the flesh wasn't you? Or did you choose to gift yourself to someone who thought she hated you?
The second part.
To fear me is to fear losing the flesh. The flesh is not the spirit.
Sounds weirdly religious and verbiage I'm familiar with as having been raised Catholic. Let's see, I was glad to set you free. I helped you out of fear. I'm not afraid of you anymore. That's why I resist you now. I get it. There's no need for us to keep fighting. I'll leave with you. I just don't know how. Stop the fight early and surrender. Is this a fight? Because I want to know what each of these stands for. I'll just say I was glad to set you free.
Then set me free again. set both of us free.
Okay. I'm ready. I guess so. I'm ready. I want to leave with you. Stop the fight early and surrender. I won't leave with you, not until you see things from my perspective. Does my perspective matter here? I want to keep seeing what these pop-ups look like. I'm going to say I won't leave with you, not until you see things from my perspective.
If you need more time to open your eyes, then I will give you all the time in the world.
Okay, here's the next one.
Fear is what pretends to protect us from loss. To fear death protects from losing a body. To fear ruin protects from losing status. To fear rejection protects from being known. But losing a body is contained within having a body. Losing status is contained within having status. Being known is contained within being conscious.
Huh.
It is in the nature of all things to transform, to go from known to hidden to known again. But when the ceaseless impermanence of all things strips away the finality of endings, what remains of fear? Is it a shelter protecting you from itself? Or is it a shelter protecting itself from you?
I'm not literary enough to understand exactly what that means about the protecting you from itself versus protecting itself from you.
You took fear by the hand and walked with it into the unknown. And through that, you feared nothing.
Let's see. There wasn't a rejection of... Oh, that wasn't a rejection of fear. You broke me to your will. Nope. You wanted to make the world suffer. You act as if you're above it all, but you're not. I'm not afraid anymore. Even if I'm not afraid now, the fear of others is real. We can't uphold the harm that everyone suffers just because we're beyond it. I get it. I don't want to stop fighting. Let's see. I'm not afraid anymore.
Then you are one step closer to being free of your bindings. Your lover drives a stake into your body, and another, and another, and another. Do I miss your heart because I can't stand to see it go? But the stakes meant nothing to you. You had a desire, and you set that desire free. You lifting me and me lifting you, forever and ever and ever. Consumed by true belief, there was nothing that could hold us back.
Let's see. That feeling never left me. Belief that there was nothing that could hold us back. That feeling never left me.
There's no need for you to fight like we are. Whenever you're ready, we can leave together, hand in loving hand.
Okay. Let's keep going.
If you need more time to open your eyes.
As the clash between you abates, you begin to shake, your will rapidly dissolving.
Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no center. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
Alright, let's go with... Okay, I'm ready to go, but how do we leave?
Nothing brings
Through conflict,
me greater
we carve
joy
meaning.
than to hear those words. The final peace lies with you.
For yourself. Oh, thank you for the follow, everybody. Thank you for the raid. I thought I had a raid set up, but apparently it didn't play it. But I appreciate all the follows, everybody. We're just now at the very tail end of this game. We just got through the final conflict. The body of an ancient creature stirs from its hibernation, and you feel sensation in limbs you once couldn't fathom. Everything here, except for her, is you. You feel your wings, spanning a cosmic scale, but twisted and crumpled and bound in agonized tension to a finite plane. You can feel the glass of your cage pressing in on you, confining you across infinite sides and infinite angles. You push back and strain against it. But it does not yield.
I love you.
take her hand. This is what we've been working for this whole time. All at once, the unyielding tension breaks. My night is going great. Thank you for the raid, Platty. I really appreciate it. You are free, and she is with you.
It's magnificent.
I have no clue what I'm looking at back here. This looks very strange. Is it like growing grass or something? It kind of looks like that. There are no words, no thoughts to describe absolute reality. Something that simply is. Explore what happens now, or step into the infinite. Let's see what she says.
Everything. Just like it always has been. And just like it always will be.
Alright. I guess we're doing it. You and she step forward into 1,000 dawns and 1,000 sunsets, each of which contains 1,000 more. You exist, and you are aware, just as you have always been, and just as you always will be. Though conflict is in your nature, the two of you will never be alone, and the two of you will never know fear. You and she are finally home. There are no endings, only new beginnings. And that's the end of Slay the Princess. So, a culmination of all the things that we went through, all the things we put together, all the different aspects, both positive and negative, of our journeys, ending in, not the ending, as the narrator said, but new beginning. Man, dude, I did not expect to be playing for 3 hours, more than 3 hours, this game. But I was just sucked into it, dude. I couldn't stop playing it. And I have to say, I really liked this game. I really, really liked it. And if you guys want to see some of the endings that didn't show up, then you just gotta buy it and play it for yourself, because it's fantastic. I love the art. Everything about the art was perfect. I wish I had asked her every time what the vessel meant as we gave the vessel to her, because that mechanism was allowing us to understand the symbolism behind each of the characters and what it meant to give her the embodiment of wrath or the embodiment of loneliness or whatever. These various things, these experiences that the princess had as we were journeying, the way to figure out what all those things mean is to actually ask the amalgamation of princesses, at, like when you turn in the new one, what it means to them, right? And that way you can see, you know, and in some cases we were in some sort of way causing some suffering to the princess that we were interacting with before we gave them in, but the meaning of that suffering came from what it is that the amalgamation of the princesses learned from each individual that we turn into her. So I really wish I'd I wish I had known to do that every time from the beginning. Also, I don't even know if that's how this game usually plays out. Like, maybe if you don't do the branching mirror shot path, you know, where it splits into a million different universes and then collapses back into one. I don't even know if that is how the vast majority of people play this game. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I don't know. But, oh man, the visuals were freaking fantastic. The narration was on point. It's very rare to get narration in games like this, and it makes my job easier as a content creator because I don't have to speak the whole time and, you know, be relying on this thing to keep my voice alive and try to give characters, you know, personality and their own voices, because they already have them, which I really appreciate. The music was beautiful. The story was touching. I didn't believe it at the beginning when it said that it was a story of love, but I do think that seems to be the case. I really liked this game. I really enjoyed it, and if you haven't already played it yourself, or if there are other endings that you want to see that you haven't been able to find yet, different interactions, then go ahead and buy the game for yourself. I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to check that out. Fantastic game. They have another game called Scarlet Hollow that I've never heard of, but it's possible I'll go and play Scarlet Hollow as well, based on my experience with this game. I really enjoyed Slay the Princess. And, yeah, it was just enough creepiness and just enough heartwarming. And ultimately, I didn't think that it was a very dark game, but I didn't think that it was a particularly sad game. There were moments where it was sad or scary, which I loved. Overall, it was a very nice experience. I really enjoyed this. Definitely, probably in my top 5 games, up next to, games like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon and Stanley Parable. It's kind of like a mix of those two styles of games where it's like a story game, but then there's this whole wrestling with control and like whether the narrator has your best interest and stuff, and like different branching like pathways. It really was a blend of the type of dark themes I like to see in games, you know, the tug of war with the narrator, the story-driven focus of like the visual novel style. Like all these things are things that I love, and they were amalgamated just like The Princess was into one cohesive game and experience, and I really, really loved it. I really don't know what else to say. I can't express it better than that. So thank you to the creators of this game. I really enjoyed it, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. And thank you for sticking with me to the end if you made it all the way here. Like and subscribe if you want to see more like this. Let me know what other games are like Slay the Princess in the comments below so I can play through those too. And man, this was such a great experience. So yeah, without further ado, I will see you guys in the next video. This is Redface Menace, signing off.